Who is at the top of the power rankings in the UFL? Hello everybody, welcome back to Defending Football, a UFL channel. We cover the DC Defenders, I don't know if you could tell, I don't know. But today we are doing my way too early power rankings. So as you guys know, spring football changes every 20 seconds. So I'm giving you a right now, today, this should be going up the 2nd of February. This was my opinion yesterday. So if you were upset, let me know in the comments section. But just know, one or two signings could switch this all around. I don't want this to be a super long video, so we're going to get right into the rankings. Starting off at number 8, someone had to be last, right? And it's going to be the Michigan Panthers. Some people may debate me on this, but honestly, I don't see much from the Panthers in the quarterback room that really shows me anything. EJ Perry is back, I believe. He's not going to boost your team much, I don't think. So I'm not going to harp on the Panthers too much. Honestly, quarterback is going to hold them back quite a bit. We're going to move on to number 7. I'm sorry, Houston, but your Roughnecks are not going to be good this year. You just cut Kenji Bahar, who isn't the greatest quarterback of all time, obviously, but then you don't really have anyone that replaced him of substance, maybe Reed Sinnett, but even then he's coming off an injury, so you really don't know where he's at. And most of these rankings really do have to do with the quarterback, as we know, in spring football, college football, NFL, doesn't really matter, you need a quarterback. And because of that, the Roughnecks fall to 7 as of right now. Number 6 is going to ruffle a few feathers, you could say, because it's going to be the St. Louis Battlehawks. Yeah, you should have made the playoffs last year, whatever you want to say. But the fact is, A.J. McCarron has not come back yet. That is a huge loss, because other than A.J. McCarron, they basically have no quarterback. I know everyone loves Nick Tiano, but he barely beat the Vipers last year in overtime, and the Vipers really just beat themselves all year. Although he does have one of the sickest two-point conversion plays where he spun into the end zone like John Elway, so I'll give him that. But other than that, he didn't really have a great game. He didn't impress. I don't see him being much better than EJ Perry or anything like that, so I'm basically relying on the rest of the Battlehawks roster. Their offense is totally stacked, but can somebody get them the ball? That's my problem. If AJ McCarron signs back to the Battlehawks, obviously they're not at 6, but for right now, February 1st, he has not, so therefore they are 6. At number 5, the San Antonio Brahmas. A lot of people are disrespecting the Brahmas, putting them at 7 or 8. That's kind of ridiculous. They did get Quinton Dormady, which a lot of people overlooked because he played for the Orlando Guardians last year. But honestly, he was basically the only bright spot on that whole roster. They had a ton of talent on offense, and no quarterback could really figure it out. And Dormady comes in after a cheating scandal, which was not true, overcame all that, and somehow beat the Defenders. I don't know, explain that. Probably game of the year in the XFL. Besides having a horrible offensive line, horrible coaching, and a defense that gives up 700 points a game, he's definitely a better quarterback than Tiano, whoever the Roughnecks are starting, and whoever the Panthers are starting. Moving on to number 4, the Arlington Renegades. The Renegades are an interesting one because they did squeak into the playoffs at 4 and 6, but Big Game Bob ended up trading for Luis Perez. He managed to implement him into the offense, go on, beat the Roughnecks in the playoffs, and then stun the Defenders in the championship, which still hurts me a little bit. So the Renegades do deserve some respect, and we're putting them at number 4 just because their regular season was horrible. But with Luis Perez and drafting a quarterback first overall in the draft, we're going to see how they pan out. We're going to put them basically right in the middle. At number 3, this might be a surprise to some people. The Memphis Showboats are going to take this spot. Showboats look pretty good. The only concern I have with them is taking time to gel together, but I feel like their team is pretty stacked. I'm not so sure about their defense, to be honest with you, but their offense looks great. And Case Cookus is a huge reason why they're this high. Case Cookus was one of my favorite USFL quarterbacks. I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch a ton of USFL football. I was more of an XFL guy, but when I turned on highlights of the USFL, Case Cookus was crazy. And for the quarterbacks around the league, if you really look around right now who's actually signed on, he's definitely one of the best ones. And I don't know why, I just got a really good feeling about the Showboats this year. At number 2, it is your DC Defenders, baby. I'll explain why they're not at 1 in a second, I know. Trust me, I want them to be there too. But the DC Defenders got so many beastly players in the draft on defense, which was our main issue why we lost that championship game. Brought back Bellamy, got 2 new safeties, kept our corners, and got more talent. Michael Joseph is coming back. We got Boogie Roberts and Harris back there. There's almost too many names on that front seven at this point, where if Greg Williams stays here, he's going to have a ton of fun blitzing. Yes, Jordan Ta'amu does not appear to be coming back. I understand that. But that doesn't change the fact that our offensive line is basically remaining the same and getting better. Abram Smith, leading rusher in the XFL, is coming back. I feel like we got more pieces than we had last year. And Jalen McClendon is a slept-on quarterback, I'm telling you right now. If I have to eat my words, I will. But I really believe in Jalen McClendon and what he did with the Vipers last year. The Vipers were horrible, and he looked very good on that horrible team. We have a ton of talent to surround him. Reggie Barlow is obviously back, because I think the defenders are legit, man. And moving on to number 1, the Birmingham Stallions. Yeah, boring pick. The Stallions won 2 championships in a row, so we got to give them the number 1 spot just based on respect. Holtz is a great coach, but no more Magoo, so Jamar Smith is coming in, so I'm a little nervous for them. The Stallions are basically just signing everyone they want, so they're going to be a good team. The thing is, we're going to see how the XFL teams play against the USFL teams, and if the XFL teams are just more solid, the Stallions are going to be falling fast, baby. So obviously I'll pop them up on screen for you, the whole list. Some people are probably going to be upset at me. Totally understandable. Don't cry. Just let me know how wrong I am down below. So thank you guys for watching. Obviously, I do appreciate it so much. These rankings will change super fast, and we're going to do one of these every single week of the UFL, moving teams up and down. It's going to be fun. So if you guys love spring football, subscribe to this channel, especially if you're a DC Defenders fan. And for the love of football, defend football, baby!